Today we will review using slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Let's look at the different parts of this equation. Starting by looking at m. M is a variable that stands for slope, your rate of change. On the graph, we think about this as our rise over our run, meaning how much we go up and right each time. Our slope, when we're thinking about linear equations, is constant, meaning we're going up and down or left or right by the same amount each time. Note that our m multiplies x, so we will always find our slope by the number that multiplies x. The other part of a linear equation is b. This is called our y-intercept, meaning where our function line intersects the y-axis. So we can draw a little y-axis there to remind ourselves. This is also the initial value, or starting point when we think about a table or a word problem. Let's look down at the graph to understand the different parts. When I'm writing a linear equation, I always like to start by writing y equals blank x plus blank. Of course, we know our slope is what multiplies x, and the other number will be our b. So I start by looking at my y-intercept so I can find some really good points. The y-intercept is where our function line intersects the y-axis. The y-axis is the one that goes up and down. So if I look here, I can see that my line intersects the y-axis at -3. This also serves as a good exact point for me to look at when I'm trying to find my slope. An exact point will go through the corner of a grid. So I'm just going through right now and identifying some of those points. In order to find our slope, I need to find my rise over my run. Even just looking at this graph, I read a graph from left to right. If I were sledding down this hill, I would be doing just that. I would be going downhill. This is a negative slope. As I read from left to right, if the slope is going down, it will be negative. If it were going up, as though I'd have to climb up the hill, it would be a positive slope. So getting that out of the way, now I can simply count on the graph. So starting from this point, I go up 1, 2, 3. So that's a rise of 3. And I run 1, 2 spaces. So I rise 3 and I run 2. Notice it's rise over run for that graph. I do want to point out that I did make a mistake here by putting that point there, so I'll erase that. Now I have officially written the linear equation to match this graph. If I'm working backwards, where I'm given an equation and I need to graph it, it always helps to identify the two parts of the equation. So my m, my slope here, is -3 over 4. If I go back to my notes, I remember that my slope is rise over run. So if it's -3, that's how much I'm going down, and my run is a +4, and a positive direction is going right. By this I mean, as we look at a graph, when we go to the right, my numbers get positive. When I go up, my numbers get positive. However, if I go down, my numbers get negative, and if I go left, those numbers get negative. Looking back over here, my m was -3/4, but my y-intercept is a +1. So I will start by plotting my y-intercept at +1. From here, I will plot my rise over my run. I will start by going down 3 because it's a negative slope. So 1, 2, 3. And I will go right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't go down and right anymore, so I can instead reverse my directions. And I will go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and left, went too far, got excited there. I'm only going up 3 because my rise was 3. And I will go left 1, 2, 3, 4 and plot that point. When I connect the dots, I'll see I have that constant rate of change, which is what I'm looking for in a linear equation.